Welcome, everybody. We're super excited for the guest speaker that we have invited to come speak to us tonight. We have Odicci Alexander is here. Odicci, I'm sure you all know who she is, but just as a little introduction, she is currently a professional player. She is a pitcher, but what's interesting is she's also a two-way player, so she's also hitting the ball really well, which is neat. She played her college softball at James Madison University, or JMU as it's also known. And in 2021, she led the JMU team to their first ever College World Series, and that was a really big deal when she did that. And she pitched. She started every game in that run up, and then through the World Series. And I'm sure she'll mention that when we talk to her tonight. She was named Softball Pitcher of the Year that year. She had an ESPY nominee in that year for Best Female College Athlete. And then most recently, she's been playing for an Athletes Unlimited. And in 2023, this last season, she won the championship as the individual points leader. So she's an all-around great player, an all-around great person. So we invited her to come share some of her story tonight. So go ahead, Odicci, take it away.
Wow. What a great intro. Do I have to go after that? I feel like you said everything. Okay. All right. Hi, guys. Obviously, y'all are all muted, so a wave maybe.
Yeah, everybody's this way better.
All right. Well, she said a lot about me recently and currently, but a little bit about me. I am from a very, very small town in Southern Virginia where there are no stoplights. We have a couple stop signs. And me growing up, softball was just something I just enjoyed. It was never something I thought about, oh, I'm going to college for this, or oh, I want to be a professional. It was just something that took my mind off a lot of things that I was going through, and it just brought me so much joy, and I just grew this huge love for the game. And as I continued to play, I started to realize, like, okay, I'm kind of good at this. And my grandparents started to realize I was good at it as well. So moving forward, I think I was about 6 or 7 when I started playing softball. Moving forward, I ended up playing like in a little rec league where I was just super competitive. I was super hard on myself because I just wanted to be so good. I just wanted to be the best out there. And obviously our mental when we're growing up, we're like, oh, I just want to be the best for my grandparents or your guys' parents, whoever. I say grandparents because that's who raised me and that's who adopted me. So basically, they're my parents. If I didn't mention that, those are my parents. But growing up, yeah, it was just a joy to me. I never thought I would go to college. Played high school ball, ended up playing travel ball. Wasn't really looked at. I never really thought about it. I was like, oh, I'm not going to college for this. This is just something that just brings me joy for this moment. Like, I had other plans coming out of high school. But I think in high school we made it to the state championship or something, and a college coach ended up coming, which was the JMU head coach. And he wasn't even there to see me. He was there to see someone else. And I caught his eye, and this is why now I literally preach, like, you never know who's watching, so just always be the best you. Like literally the best you, the best version of you, because you never know who's watching. So I guess I had a good game that day. I don't know. And ended up verbally committing to JMU. I went to one camp and I was like, oh, wow, you want me to come to college? Didn't give anybody else a chance. The first offer I got, I took and I went with it. And I ended up, spending my time at JMU for a good amount of years because we got the COVID year back. So it was 5 years in college. And I would say I grew so much as a person. And honestly, it's kind of cool to see when you do get my age, you're like, gosh, like back then, that bothered me, or like now a lot of things don't faze me. I feel like I'm such a better person, a better human, a better athlete, all of those things. I grew so much, and it's really cool to see, the adversity I had to face, what got me here, and all of that good stuff. Like who helped, it was a lot. Faced a lot of things going through college. In the last year, I got the opportunity to go to the Women's College World Series, which was a goal for me and all of my teammates, and to actually be there, it was honestly a strange feeling. Because I remember when I was your guys' age, I'm sitting on the couch watching the Women's College World Series every year. And I would see some of my idols on the TV. And I'm like, gosh, like, I want to be there one day, but never really set that as a goal in my head. Like, I never set that. I was like, I'm going to the Women's College World Series. That was never a goal set in my head until I actually got to college. And then when I actually got to be on that field in front of 13,000 people, however many people there were, it was amazing. And to be one of, I don't even know how many teams were there, 8. Why am I acting like I don't know that 8 teams go to?
You were there, right? You were there.
I'm there though. Hey, I don't know who else was there, but I was there. And to be one of,
You blacked out just a little bit.
right, I was like, I don't know, where are we? And honestly, fun fact, I don't know if you guys knew this, but the first game we had, we didn't have an escort to the field. This is the Women's College World Series we're talking about now. JMU has never been. We haven't had this princess treatment that you get when you go to the Women's College World Series, okay? So I was feeling kind of cool. I was like, we're going to the Women's College World Series. I was ready for the swag bag, like all this stuff. The first game, you guys know who we play, right? Oh, the number 1 seed. Yeah. Yeah, we're playing the number 1 seed. We show up 10 minutes, 15 minutes before the game because we didn't have an escort to the field. There was traffic.
You mean like a police escort, right? A lot of times a police escort will go in front of the bus.
Hello.
So you can like go through lights and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
We didn't have a police escort or nothing like that. So we get there late. Cool. I didn't turn my arm over. I maybe threw 10 pitches. So we just winged it. I had to wing it. To Oklahoma? Maybe that was a good thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where the ball's about to go. They didn't either. I bet you guys know that.
Yeah, I talk about that. Talk about what was it like? What was your prep like coming in? I mean, you were like you said, you were facing Oklahoma, JMU, like who in the world, except for outside of your locker room, was giving you guys even a shot? Like no one was. What did you do to prepare yourself like mentally for that game to be able to come out against the number 1 seed team?
Honestly, it was one of those points where I'm going out here and I'm going to be me. Like, I don't care who I'm playing. They put their pants on just like I put my pants on. It doesn't matter to me. Nothing. Now, my teammates, they were trying to stress me out. I was like, y'all got to chill. When we were 10 minutes from game time, I'm like, all right, like, they're warming up on the bus. I'm sitting here like, this is not going to get me. Like, this is not about to stress me out right now. But I kind of go into every game the same, no matter who I'm playing, no matter who they got, no matter what I'm about to face. I kind of go in there just knowing I have the confidence. I've worked very, very hard to get to where I'm at, and I feel like I was prepared. No matter how many pitches I threw in my warm up, I was ready to go mentally.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot. Hard work builds confidence. So all the work I put in, I feel like that's what prepared me mentally to go to play Oklahoma. It makes me like want to choke when I say Oklahoma. But
Yeah, that's awesome. Just be you, right? You don't have to be anything different than what got you there. That, I mean, yeah, it got you there and you had the chance. That's awesome. I read that you taught yourself how to pitch. What was that like?
I honestly don't even know where pitching came from. I started out literally like front tossing. And then I feel like I kept seeing softball on TV and I would just watch it and watch it and watch it and watch it. And I would just do that outside. I would learn different techniques. I would just try different things with my body, get creative. And one thing about me growing up, I always got in the habit of throwing really, 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 really hard. Like up against that water well, I would just go hard. It didn't even matter what my body looked like. I felt like I looked great. It felt fine to me at the time. But I was just practice going hard. And that's, I guess, and obviously I'm genetically built, thicker. And that's okay. We're all different. That's what I like to teach my pitchers. We're all different. We have different biomechanics. Like what works for you may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you. But the basic fundamentals, we all know those, right? But yes, I did. And it came from just watching video. Amanda Scarborough was one of my biggest pitchers I would watch all the time. And I would just try to follow everything she did, like grips, everything. So she was a big role in, learning how to pitch a ball.
That's awesome. So it's unusual to be a two-way player as a pitcher, right? That doesn't come around all that often. And you happen to be a great hitter along with being a great pitcher. So what is that like, both at the collegiate level and as a pro now? What's it like trying to split your time there? Because pitching requires a lot of time and effort, as well as hitting does, right? So how do you balance that? Are people ever trying to talk you out of, like, let's put down the bat for a little bit and just pitch, or what's that process been like?
At first, I don't feel like it was ever tough for me because it's something I always did. Like growing up, I would have a stick, and before I caught the bus, I would throw it rocks and like hit it. And like I just always wanted to be on the field. Wherever the coach put me, I'm like, I can do it. I'm fine. Um, and of course, you have your POs. I never wanted to be a PO. I just put me on the field somewhere. I can do it. I know I can do it. So college, it was just kind of almost natural. Never really had any like, well, I think the last year when we went to World Series, I got injured at the beginning. And when I came back, my timing was off. That's probably the only time where I was like, I'm done hitting. I'm done. It's too much for me. I can pitch fine. The hitting part, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, there was never really a time where I was like, I don't want to hit anymore. And every pitcher's different. Some pitchers just want to specifically focus on pitching, and that's fine. Some pitchers want to go out and hit. Some pitchers want to play first base, right field, whatever. I'm one of those players who always wants to be on the field, no matter, not shortstop or second base, nothing like that, but or center field or catcher, nothing like that now.
So you want to kind of be on the
Or
field.
right field, somewhere in there. DP,
Yeah,
nothing too crazy.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, always.
You mentioned your injury, so it's a hamstring injury, right? What was that like, coming back from that? What was that process like? We've got plenty of girls
Honest,
that have experienced injuries. What
yeah,
advice would you give them?
right off the bone. Ugh. Like, how do you do that? Going to my senior year, this is retro senior year, so this is when we went to World Series. The year we went to World Series, and my body felt great. I'm like, oh, I feel so great. First hit of the game. Well, my first hit of the game, like the third inning in the third game of the season. It's just running to first base, like we normally do. Normal people just blew a tire, I guess. And I will say the hardest part was coming back is it's my senior year. I'm like, God, I don't want to go back to school. That was the number one thing in my mind. Like, I'm not coming back to school. You can't make me come back to school. Like, it's just it for me. So the biggest part was more mental. I think I was mentally just tore apart when I was injured. And it was pretty selfish of me to just think about myself. But it wasn't. Obviously, my health is important. But my teammates were like, you need to put yourself in rehab. You need to get back. We need you. I'm like, because if I redshirted, I was probably going somewhere else. Let's just be completely honest. I was about to take my butt to a Power Five or something. I was like, I can't stay here. All my friends are leaving. Everyone is going to be younger than me. I was not doing that. So it came to the point where I had to choose. They're like, are you going to redshirt or are you going to play? I'm like what? I'm like, excuse me? And I'm busting my butt in rehab. Obviously, it's very important and painful, but my legs brand new. I ended up getting like a PRP shot, which I don't know what that does, but it helped heal it quicker. Okay. But the biggest thing was being a good teammate in that time in my life. It was a dark place, very dark place for me, but my teammates were very supportive. They had my back and I came back. Leg was okay in the World Series. Didn't really do too much. So if you guys ever see me running the World Series, it was not a sprint. The most you probably seen was the diving play. That's probably the hardest thing you got out of me, other than pitching. Like pitching didn't bother me, but running, no.
Yeah, that diving play. Girls, you should, after we get off this call, you should Google that, YouTube her diving play in the World Series. It got named the best play, right? The best defensive play of the World Series.
That was
Was it off a bunt? Was it like it was a little dribbler back to the mound, right? That you like gloved and tossed it to home plate.
I did.
That was a big deal. You guys should look that up. It was a great play that she made to help seal. Who was that against?
Oklahoma State. We're just playing Oklahoma teams the whole rundown.
You're like, cool. Oklahoma State. Who else you got?
Oklahoma again. I'm like, I love it here. Anybody else?
Like, other teams come, or is it just Oklahoma?
Oh man, in Oklahoma. Cool.
That's awesome. All right. Last question I have for you before we open up to these girls to go ahead and ask whatever they feel like asking tonight. If you could go back to a younger version of yourself, what would you tell yourself? What advice would you give yourself if you could go back in time?
I would tell myself that, and this is literally what I always say because I get this question all the time, that I wouldn't let the game define me, who I am as a person. And I don't know if you guys really, really know what that means. You have to dig down deep on that one. Like, obviously, it's easier said than done, but don't let the game define who you are as a person. It's a game. If you work hard, like I said, hard work builds confidence. So if you're prepared to go in, you're human. Like, you're going to make a mistake. It's fine. Like, I give up home runs all the time to my friends. That doesn't feel good, but it's okay. I'm just like, okay, cool. You won't do that again, though. Anyway, but the game should not define you at all. And that's any game you play. Like, if you put in the work to be the best you, the authentic you, be that. Don't let the game define who you are. That is the biggest thing I would have told myself.
Awesome.
Oh, I used to get so mad.
That is great advice. Really, really good advice. We talk a lot about that, about identity and having, knowing who you are outside of softball. I think that is huge, important. All right. Well, we will go ahead and open it up to you ladies. If anyone has a question, you can either unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat. We've got about 10 or so minutes that we can ask Odicci questions, and they're free to fire away, right, Odicci? Right?
Fire away.
Welcome to ask whatever they want. Okay. We usually get some food questions, so maybe be thinking about favorite foods, but so go ahead and
you can ask me whatever.
Fire away, ladies.
How many girls do you play with that are from small towns?
Ooh, small towns. I would say there's a few. When I went into the pro league, because usually when you go into the pro league, like, everyone kind of knows everybody. There were a few girls that I didn't know, but they were really, really, really good. That just shows you that, it doesn't really matter where you come from. Do what you got to do, and you can be right where we are. But yeah, there were maybe like 10. I'll go 10.
Yep, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
What else you guys got?
Oh, you guys are quiet.
They're shy tonight. Go ahead, Ash.
What's your?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so if I remember right, I think you played for both when Mickey Dean and Lauren coached at JMU. What was that shift like when your coaching staff changed?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's like a reporter question. Are you writing a book, Ash? Like,
no, I go to Bridgewater College, which is about 10 minutes from JMU, and I looked.
Oh yeah, you're close.
Picking. Yeah, I live about 45 minutes from JMU, so it was a top prospect in my looks, and then that coaching staff changed, shifted, and I knew someone who worked at JMU and worked with the club team, so it was kind of a hard decision of whether or not to go there.
Shouldn't have been hard. I love JMU.
I don't know. I didn't know much. And then all the people I knew left. So it was kind of like iffy.
I understand. I understand. You go where it feels like home. I feel like you did that. Do you like Bridgewater?
Yeah, it's not bad. I decided not to play in college, and keep my job. I had to choose between playing and my job. So that was a rough decision too.
I understand. Sacrifice, girl. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, this will be my first year not playing because I aged out of travel.
How did you? I'm about to start asking questions. How
We
was
have a
that
new guest speaker
transition?
tonight.
Because that's tough. That's tough. So how'd that affect you? Like, how'd you handle it?
It's been rough because I did miss most of a season due to a knee injury during COVID year, and I didn't get to play high school. So it's been tough so far without the sport. I'm thinking about switching to playing some slow pitch this season to keep me active because I really do miss it.
That'll do it. I will say that'll do it. Definitely find something that, I don't know, just brings you joy, but you have to find that within you. Whatever, that could be anything. I feel like coming off a sport, like, especially as a softball player, because I felt like softball was that's all I would see. That's all I would hear. That's all people knew me for. And once I got out of college, obviously we don't play pro until the summer. It was like, gosh, what am I about to do? Obviously now I give back, like teach younger. I do like pitching lessons, stuff like that, camps and clinics, but still, there's still softball, 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 softball. It's like, should I find another hobby? So I know for me, like now I like to like read, journal, um, just little stuff like that to get out of softball, because you have to do that. You're seeing softballs, it can get draining no matter how much you love the game. So you don't want to lose the love for the game.
Yep, for sure.
For sure. But the transition from Mickey Dean to back to that. Sorry, I'm sorry
You're
to ask the
fine.
question. From Mickey Dean to Lauren Laporte. So Laporte was always there. She had to take on a bigger role after Mickey Dean left. So it really wasn't the only issue. I wouldn't say issue, but what hurt me the most was he's the one who brought me in. So it was like, gosh, you brought me in and now you're leaving me. And he taught me a lot in that 1 year I had him pitching. He made me realize how good I was. He was very hard on me. Some people like Mickey Dean, some people don't like Mickey Dean. I was a fan of Mickey Dean. I liked him. He dug down deep within me. He made me feel like he was the type of coach who saw things in me that I had no idea I had or that I didn't see. And once I got to the point where I was like, oh, this is what he was talking about, like that just made me a better player and a better person. So I would say the transition was hard because he's who brought me in. But once I like opened up and was vulnerable enough to open up to Laporte, it was fine. Like all women, we love drama. I love drama. You have all women. Listen, it is what it is. I mean, it's gonna be, you're gonna butt heads sometimes, but I feel like that coaching staff, we were family. And once I got to the point where I could open up to them and just be myself towards them, it was fine. So
That's awesome. All right, well, we got a few here in the chat. This says, what was your why when you were 13, and how has it changed into your why that you have now?
So my why when I was 13. Gosh, that is so long ago. That's over 10 years ago. My why when I was 13, I will have to say my grandparents and myself, because kind of where I come from, I'm not going to say a lot of people don't make it out, but it's where I come from is kind of hard to come from. And I always tell myself that I beat the odds just because things that went on before my grandparents adopted me. So when my grandparents adopted me, those are two people I never wanted to disappoint. So whatever I did moving forward, I'm like, I don't want to disappoint my grandparents in any way. And that was grades, just doing the right thing, just trying to be the best me and be who God created me to be. So they were definitely a why. Moving to college, they were a why. Like, I have to get good grades. I have to be the best me on this field, like all that stuff. And yeah, and for myself, like, I beat the odds. So why would I want to ruin something? So, if I'm good at something, why would I want to ruin that? So definitely for myself too, for beating the odds. Why did I just see that chat? What's your favorite pregame food? What was before that? Let me look at the chat.
There's a bunch of other questions before. You can go in whatever order you want. There's one asking, is there any players in the pro leagues that didn't play D1? Do you know of any?
Oh yeah. Those are the ones kind of I was saying from a small town where I didn't really know. Most of the girls in the pro, I don't really know where they're from. They'll be like, I'm from so-and-so, California. That's the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. I don't know where that's at yet. Everyone's from California, I feel like. But yeah, there were a few girls where I'm like, where'd you come from? You're a beast. And they'll come from a D3. And I'm like, okay, cool. Don't know where that's at. You're a beast. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, if you're good, you're good.
If you're good, you're good, right.
What was your favorite catcher to throw to?
My favorite catcher, I'm going to go Gwen Svekis and Deja Molipola. Either one of those behind the plate, because as pitchers, once you get in the rhythm, you're cool. I trust my catcher. You call what you think. Gwen was a very good pitch caller. That's my best friend, so.
You're biased. All right. This one's asking about your freshman year. Was it difficult to make friends with the other girls? So showing up on a team, what was that like?
I would say for me, going into college, I feel like for any athlete, you're coming to a group of people who don't have the same background as you, or, just it's different and you have to learn those people. So it was kind of hard for me because growing up, I was kind of always around the same people, and meeting new people was never really my thing. But I had to get out of that, kind of open up and be me and allow them to open up and be themselves. And yeah, that was actually pretty tough for me. I will say I was kind of shy going into college, but once you get to know your teammates, you're your sisters for 4 years. So,
Yeah. All right. Who's on your softball Mount Rushmore?
College or where we going here?
I think you get to do whatever you want. It's your Mount Rushmore.
Myself.
As
Okay,
you should.
I won't put myself. I'm gonna go Monica.
Okay.
Monica Abbott.
Monica Abbott.
This is tough. I need a catcher. Why is this hard? Deja Molipola.
Okay.
How many more? How many did I say?
You said 2. I don't even know how many are actually on Mount Rushmore. Was it like 4, 5, 6? Something like that.
Is 4 on there?
4. Someone says 4. I believe them.
I think it is 4. Okay, I got Monica, Deja. Aaliyah Andrews.
One more. And you can put you.
Myself. Yeah, you're right.
All right.
That's a good squad right there.
Yeah, that is a good squad.
I like that.
And we've had Deja and Aaliyah both come and do these guest speakers. So we're going good. And you.
Those are my girls. Those are my girls.
Awesome.
That was a funny question.
Favorite pregame food? We're running kind of short on time, so I'm gonna kind of quick fire these at you. What's your favorite pregame food?
Doritos.
All right, but which flavor?
Actually, I'll go apples and peanut butter. It's a good one.
Okay.
Apples and
That's your
peanut butter.
pregame. All right. I like this question. It's awesome. Is there anyone in the league that you are a secret fangirl of? She said, like, don't tell her, but she is so good. Like, do you have a secret fangirl?
I would
Someone that you're
say
like
going
super
into the league, it was definitely Kat and Kelsey Stewart.
Okay. And have you ever had to pitch to them?
Kelsey Stewart, yes. Oh gosh, Kat, no.
All right. I think that's about it. Yeah,
That was
that was
fun.
all that was in the chat. Yeah. Hey, girls, great questions. Those are some really, really great questions. We want to be respectful of your time,
You're
obviously,
fine.
so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. But you want to say thank you so much for coming and sharing all of your insights. I know this was really, really helpful for all the girls.
Thank you guys.
So I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording.